Hi there, this is Eric for Otoy. In this video, we're going to talk about working with Ies Light Profiles to create lighting effects like these spotlights you see here in the scene. So an Ies Light Profile is a digital file that you can download from light manufacturers for free, and they simulate in CG real-world lights, including housing, cone effects, different types of shapes and so on. If you go on to Google and do a Google search for Ies files or Ies profiles, you'll come across a number of places where you can download these profiles, either directly from light manufacturers or from websites that make them available to the CG community. So let's go through the process of setting up a light that uses an Ies profile. So I'm going to go to the OctaneRender shelf and click on this button right here to create a new light. So let's pull it out and pull it up a little bit. And I'm going to set this to plain just so I can see it a bit better. And let's set the size to 250 by 250. And I'm going to rotate it. Let's press F to zoom in and rotate it so it's facing the ground, just to make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. It's fairly close to the ground. So I'm going to turn on surface brightness just so it's quite clearly lighting the ground. So now I know I have a light that's working in the scene, and I'm going to scroll down in the shape node for that light, and under Ies, I'm going to click on this folder icon and find the folder where I downloaded a bunch of profiles and attach the one. Let's do top post. I'm going to choose top post, and you can see immediately I got this giant yellow blob in the scene. You might not see that when you add your profile, but I actually have the visualization tool set so that I can see this. So let me fix this real quick and then I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. Let's set the scale back down to, say, 50 by 50. There we go. And get a little bit closer to the ground. Okay. So if you go down here to the Ies section, you'll see that there is an option for Show Ies Distribution. So when this is on, we get a little geometric indication of the shape of the light. And you can see this particular light is kind of donut shaped. We also have Draw Shaded, so you can opt between having a wireframe view or a draw shaded view. And then we also have an opacity slider. If you turn these on and you're still not seeing anything, go to your render settings, and here at the towards the bottom under Maya Viewport Defaults, make sure that you have Show Ies Distribution turned on and Draw Shaded. So this is the global setting, and then this is the local setting for just the light. Now, if it's not actually appearing on the ground, we can raise the power. And now you can see that with the power raised, we get to see what the shape of the light looks like. And for this particular profile, there's actually a shadow built into it because it's kind of donut shaped, as you can see. So we can use the move, scale, and rotate tools to change the position and orientation of the light. There's also a rotation slider down here which allows us to rotate the profile, and that works well if you're working something that has kind of a built-in housing to it. You can see it's not exactly the same as rotating the light though. As I rotate it around, you can see how the profile actually changes shape significantly. So don't use this necessarily to orient the light. Use this to change the shape of the light profile. I'm going to set that back to 0. And like I said before, we can just rotate the light by using the regular rotation tool. Now, not all Ies light profiles are written the same way or formatted the same way. So sometimes you might run across a light profile that gives you an error in the script editor. In that case, that particular profile will probably not work with Octane. So you kind of have to dig around and find the ones that do, but there are plenty of them online, so you should be able to find pretty much a profile to fit any particular type of light that you're trying to recreate in Octane. One last thing I'd like to mention is that if your light is not updating in the preview window when you're rendering with Octane, remember you can go into the render settings window and set the frames to pre-cache to like 1 and then 0 again, just to get it to force it to update. Sometimes it can be a little bit stubborn. Okay, thanks again for watching.